Do you have a toy hauler or thinking about purchasing a toy hauler? Then you might find this helpful. Hi, my name's Dan. Dean is actually out running errands right now, and she gave me permission to do this video all by myself, so hopefully I don't screw it up. I was on social media the other day doing a little bit of research on one of my slides, and somebody posted a question about some weep holes in their ramp or their patio door on their toy hauler. So it got me curious. I started looking around, and I found out that Lippert put out a technical information document on how to add weep holes to your ramp door. That's what I want to talk about right now. It looks like Lippert back in March of 2022 posted this document. Is out on their website, and I'll show you how to get to that in a minute. But what this is all about, when they created their waterproof ramp doors, they really had it in mind for when the doors were in the patio position, when they were laid out flat, and they built them so water wouldn't beat up on top of the doors and had a way to roll off the edges, just so you don't have a lot of water sitting there and starting to soak in. The problem is when the doors are in the upright or closed position for traveling, if it's raining or you're getting water can seep inside and get into the bottom part of the frame of the door, and over time that can actually build up and you have water inside the frame, and that's not going to be good. You're probably going to start rusting out some screws or probably causing some additional damage. So that's what this TI 421 technical information document is all about, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to go outside and drill some holes in our ramp. But first I want to show you how to get to that document, how to get to their website and download the document so you can see for yourself. Now right now I am on the Lippert main page, and that is lci1.com. So once you get this up, you can scroll over to the support tab. Go ahead and click on support. Once you get that, go up to support documentation. Click on support documentation. Now what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down until we find the section on doors. And we can see doors here. We're going to go ahead and click on that. And now we're going to scroll down until we find ramp doors. Click on ramp doors. Now here in the very, very top, there's a lot of information here. A lot of this pertains to how to fix things, how to assemble things. But what we want to look at is technical information documents. So we're going to click on technical information. And now you can see down here at the bottom, we have TI 421. Again, TI means technical information. And it's weatherproof ramp doors weep holes. We're going to go ahead and click on that. This is going to bring up the document. I'll make it a little bit bigger. Hopefully you can see this. And this really tells you everything you need to know about how to put in these weep, or how to drill these weep holes. First thing you have to pay attention to is you have to make sure you have the right ramp door, the proper ramp door for doing this. This is only for waterproof doors, and they should be from the 3000 series. So you should be able to find a sticker that's going to say something about waterproof on it, and also it should start with the number 3. Now if you look down, we'll scroll down a little bit. They say to look for this certified weatherproof ramp door sticker. We didn't have that on our RV. I looked everywhere and it's just not there. We did have a different sticker. It did say weatherproof, and part of the description did start with the number 3. I did call Lippert and they said yes, that's a correct door. So even if you don't have this particular sticker, look for a sticker. Ours was actually on the inside of the ramp door, on the frame around one of the edges. So we'll go back up to the top, and what you're going to see, it talks a little bit about the waterproof door, how it was made, and the reason for doing this fix. A couple tools you're going to need is basically a cordless drill and a 1/2 inch drill bit, and then you're also going to need a couple bushings. Now the bushings I purchased online. I'll go ahead and put the link for those below in the video description as well, so you don't have to worry about looking that up yourself. But if we scroll down, once you find out if you have the correct door for this fix, you need to find out where to drill your holes. There's a couple different places to drill these holes depending on the type of door, or actually depending on the hinge being used to hold your door to the RV. So we're going to go down to this very first one here. This is called a standard hinge. This is the type that we have. I have a feeling most people are going to have a standard hinge. And it tells you steps 1, 2, and 3, where to drill the holes, how to drill the holes, and basically the location of them. You can see here, if you look at the A's in both corners, what we're going to do is we're going to drill a hole on either side just inside the outside bracket. It will be 1 3/8 up and 1 inch in from the side of the bracket. I'll scroll down a little bit more and you can see that we have the dimensions here. 1 inch in, 1 3/8 up, and this is from both sides of the outside brackets. If you have the other type of hinge, called a hidden hinge, they're going to have the same concept. It's just the measurements are going to be a little bit different. And I'll scroll down so you can see this. In this particular case, you're going to go 8 inches in from the side and 1 1/8 up from the bottom. So slightly different, still going to be a 1/2 inch hole. And again, you'll see here, this is just the finished product. This is a very, very easy fix. I did mine actually yesterday. I filmed it, the outside part of this yesterday. It literally took me 5 minutes to do both holes. Very, very simple. So now that you know how to get to the website, how to download the document, let's go outside and I'll show you how we did our holes, how we drilled our holes. Before we get started on this project, I want to show you the tools that I'm going to be using. I have one cordless drill. I have a 1/8 inch drill bit in it, and I'm just going to use that for a pilot hole. It helps me to hopefully line up my bigger holes or the 1/2 inch holes when I go to drill those. I have the small tape measure, pencil to mark where we want to put our holes, and I also have the 1/2 inch drill bit as well. Once we drill these holes, we will be putting some grommets in them. Hopefully you can see I bought these on Amazon. I'll put a link below in the description where I bought them from. They were about $10, $11 if I believe, and there's 20 in a pack. And I also have just a very, very small little tapping hammer. Hopefully we don't need to use this, but if I go to put the grommets in and they're a little bit hard, you could use like a ball peen hammer. This just happens to be one that I have with me, so I'll use this one if needed. So those are the tools we're going to use. We'll go ahead, we marked this 1 3/8 of an inch up. This is from the inside of our last hinge. So this is the outside hinge. We're going to go 1 inch in and 1 3/8 inch up. It'll be the same for both sides. It's just going to be on the inside of our outside hinge plate. The only thing you really have to be concerned with or really pay attention to, we're only drilling through this outside piece of aluminum. You don't want to go all the way through the door. So we're going to take our time and we just want to get through. Again, I'm going to use a 1/8 of an inch drill bit for my pilot hole. Okay, you can see we have a 1/8 inch pilot hole. Now I'm going to switch over and we'll go to the 1/2 inch hole. Again, we're going to take our time. We make sure we line it up inside the pilot hole, and the most important thing is I don't want to go all the way through. I just want to get through this first piece of aluminum. Okay, that was it. The one thing I did notice, when it just started to go through, it really tried to dig in, so just be prepared for that. If you do one of these, I can see we're lined up perfectly where we need to be, so now we just have to put the grommet in. That's it. This grommet went in very smooth. It's not going to come out. If by chance it did happen to come out, I'd probably put some Loctite or some kind of glue on the inside of this, but I don't think that's going to happen. So this is our first one. We got this one done. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We just completed the hole on the right side. Now we're going to do the left side of the ramp. Again, we want to make sure we're on the very outside edge, this very last plate. We're going to come in 1 inch in, and again 1 3/8 up. Hopefully you can see it. I have my pencil mark here already. Okay, that was smooth. Now we'll switch this out with our 1/2 inch drill bit. Okay, that's it. And that's it. These grommets have a little clip kind of on the back, so they kind of, when they go in, they expand so they can't come out. Now I will keep my leftover grommets. I never know, maybe at some point I might want to put a couple extra ones in here, or I can always use them for something else. These are great if I had to run some cables through here, or electric, you know, not out here, but somewhere else inside. These are great to keep any wires from fraying on the aluminum. So that's really it. This literally took me, as you could see, right, we took maybe a minute on each side. It took us longer to get the camera equipment set up. Once you completed this very simple weep hole projects, there's something else you might want to do, or something at least to consider. This is a tip from one of our subscribers. If you don't know what snap pads are, these are basically rubber pads that fit on the bottom of the feet of your stabilizers. And it helps give you a bigger footprint on the ground, and it also keeps the metal from touching the ground, so you don't, if you're at a place for a long time on cement, you're not going to leave rust spots as well. So they're really, really nice. The problem is, though, these snap pads, they're very thick rubber, and when it rains, the rain can sit on the feet of your stabilizer. So now rain's going to sit in there. There's no place for it to drain. Our stabilizers has holes in it. I believe it's like 8 holes in it. But now with the snap pads on, there's nowhere for that water to go. While you're out here, you can take a drill bit that would fit just inside the holes of your feet and just drill straight through your snap pad. So now water has a place to drain, hopefully keeping the water from sitting on your feet and getting your feet rusted out or damaged over a long period of time. Very simple project. We haven't personally done this yet. We're going to probably wait until we get ready to move. I think this is going to be a little bit easier with the pads up off the ground. I don't want to have my drill bit going through rock and dirt. So we're going to do this once we're all hooked up and ready to go. We're going to raise our stabilizers up, maybe only up halfway. It's just going to depend on the easiest way to get the drill in there, and we'll just go from there. It's very simple. The holes are pre-drilled in your feet already. You're just going to use those as guides and just drill straight through your snap pads. Hopefully this lets water drain a little bit easier to protect your feet. A couple very, very simple projects that can hopefully keep the life of your RV a little bit longer.